unknown animals attacking in the woods, ghostly specters hiding in abandoned houses, and even demonic beings invading the home of their victims. Here are 5 chilling creatures seen on the planet. Number 5. The Devil. Few things in life are as terrifying as a cursed doll, but some people seem determined to put the diabolical powers of these figures to the test. One YouTuber user recorded a series of chilling events that began to shake his house after he bought one of these dolls at a garage sale. The doll was a little girl with a pale face, golden hair, and a disturbing expression on her face, but he didn't think much of it, as he wanted to prove that it was silly. Unfortunately, he soon regretted his decision. According to the camera record, since the arrival of this macabre entity to his home, everything became dark and very confusing. On numerous occasions, he recorded strange events that included flickering lights, moving objects without anyone pushing them, and worst of all, unusual sightings of dark shadows with horns. These probably were perverse entities with the appearance of a demon or the devil himself that stalked him in the midst of the darkness. Some of the images can be disturbing. The shadow of this demon seems to have a pair of horns and manifests itself in mirrors, on walls, and even physically, as he managed to record it in one of the last sightings. He was filming outside of his house for a Halloween party when he saw the demon on the other side of the street. The same spectral figure was silently watching him, but when he tried to approach it, it disappeared without a trace, almost as if it had never existed. As a result of this test, the man burned the doll and tried to make amends for his mistake, but it was too late. Number 4. The Intruder. When unexplainable things begin to happen in our homes, many of us opt to buy a camera and use it to record what we cannot understand. In doing so, what we really want to achieve is to capture the source of the horror, that which is mortifying our lives. And while this often doesn't work, sometimes it's the right answer. This is demonstrated by the experience of a couple from Ohio, USA. According to their testimonies, they noticed that the kitchen had less food and acrid aromas in the mornings, as well as objects in places they didn't belong to. All this prompted the couple to place a surveillance camera in the kitchen and start recording what was happening during the night. It was then that they discovered the dark reality behind their fears. The recording shows how the window slowly opens and then shadowy hands emerge through it. They are as dark as the wings of a crow. Next, a head with the same skin tone appears, although decorated with spectral and sunken eyes, a deformed mouth, and rotting flesh. The dreadful creature seems to have come out of some macabre and infernal place. It's still difficult to interpret what's behind this video or if it's actually real, but one thing is clear. Sometimes recording the paranormal can show us something we didn't want to know. Number 3. Exploring horror. Never go near an abandoned place. This is an excellent tip that hundreds of urban explorers decide to ignore every day in order to go into hidden places where mystery and horror seem to dwell. There isn't a single video on the internet recorded by this kind of adventurers that doesn't hide a terrifying story, and this one is no exception. In this particular video, you can see a group of friends who only use the light of their cell phones to go into an old wasteland. Everything seems to be on the verge of collapsing, as if the walls were made of dust, and the slightest breath of wind would make the construction collapse. The team advances slowly through the place, but almost immediately, they begin to feel stares everywhere. Then, the shadows of a strange woman emerge from the darkness and paralyze their hearts. The images are somewhat blurry and difficult to analyze. You can first see the shadow of a woman and then part of her body. She seems possessed, her voice is monstrous, and her strange movements suggest that far from being a human being, she could be a specter or a creature of darkness. What do you think about this video? Leave us your opinion in the comments. Number 2. A glance into the darkness. The following video comes from the camera of a group of children from Indonesia who organized a small sleepover outside their homes and were enjoying the night peacefully when they felt the presence of something strange. At first, it was all laughter and joy as they played. The improvised cameraman managed to perceive something disturbing in the darkness. He cannot distinguish what's hiding in the shadows, but is sure that there's something. So he turns on his phone flashlight until he finally manages to focus on the creature of his worst nightmares. Social networks have identified this shadow as a pocong, a mythical Indonesian ghost with a white body and covered face, with large eyes and a deformed mouth that's believed to haunt villages at night to trap its victims. Some believe this creature was watching the children attentively as if preparing to attack. Others just consider that it was lurking around the place, waiting for the best moment to catch one of the children. All theories are valid and lead to the same conclusion. This video captured a creature of darkness. Number 1. Encounter in the forest. It's said that walking for 30 minutes a day is one of the best decisions you can make to improve your health. However, if you're having a leisurely walk in the woods, in broad daylight, and you encounter an unknown creature, you may prefer to ignore this medical recommendation. This is exactly how the case of an anonymous user begins. Curiously, after he posted the disturbing sighting, many people claim to have experienced the same thing. Initially, this young man appears to be walking through an autumn forest. As he walks along, he enjoys the scenery and observes his surroundings. The camera manages to capture the light, the vegetation, and the strange movement that immediately catches the boy's attention. In the distance, he sees something moving, but he cannot understand what he's seeing. A humanoid creature is approaching him at great speed, walking on all fours. Its body appears to be rough, with an intense brown color, and its full form sends a warning of imminent danger. The recording barely lasts for a few more seconds before it cuts off and leaves us with the desire to continue discovering more about this mysterious creature. Theories surrounding the origin or nature of this beast continue to vary widely and there's no agreement. Most prefer to look the other way and repeat themselves that this is nothing at all, despite the fact that thousands of people seem to have had a similar experience. These encounters only show us that there are some creatures on our planet that are beyond our comprehension. Logic and reason fail to describe the horrors that hide in the least expected corners, and maybe next time you'll be the unfortunate one to record a monster with your cell phone or home surveillance camera. For now, if you want to continue exploring other sightings of spectral beings, monstrous animals, or unknown creatures, then join us in one of the following videos and test your resistance to the terror of the unknown.